It is Brian Hauser. He is making his CFFC debut on Saturday, February 1st in Philadelphia. But it's not just any CFFC debut, right? It's the main event. Yes, sir. He's got it on the shirt. It's the main event of CFFC 139, and the flyweight title is up for grabs. So this is a big, big fight, man. So, Brian, I'll just ask you right there, man, ahead of this massive opportunity, what's the excitement level like for you? How are you feeling out of this thing?
I'm pretty excited, man. It's been a while since I fought. Maybe it's coming up on 3 years, not of my doing. I had a lot of opponents back out. I think maybe 7, 8, or 9 in the past couple of years. So I'm looking forward to competing. And yeah, the main event, dude, it's gonna be good, man. I feel like I'm gonna put on a nice, entertaining show. So it should be a good time, man.
I love excited. It, man.
So I've been training pretty hard for it. So let's get it.
I dig it, man. All right, let's go back to the beginning before we get to what's going on currently. I mean, 10 years in the game, right? When you add in the amateur career, you've been doing this for a while. You had the collegiate wrestling background as well. So, I mean, combat sports, martial arts, it's been a part of your life for a long time. So how did this journey kind of begin for you? Did you know when you were wrestling that you wanted to eventually fight one day? How did this process all go for you?
Yeah, so I think I was 13, started wrestling in 7th grade, got my ass whooped. Can I cuss on here? I don't know if I can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Got beat up a couple times, I think I went 1-15 my very first year wrestling, and I just kept sticking with it. Wrestled in high school, ended up becoming state finalist, and then I got invited to senior nationals, was second runner-up in wrestling and nationals. Then I got a full scholarship ride to Notre Dame College. We started off NAIA. We were pretty good national champs there, and then we moved over to Division II. I never All-American myself or national champ myself, but as a team, we won 4 titles. We were pretty good, and we basically had a Division I schedule. We wrestled Ohio State, Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, all those tournaments and stuff like that. So basically, we were a small Division II school wrestling Division I competition my whole career. So, and then after wrestling, I felt like I wasn't done competing. So the next best avenue for wrestling is, mixed martial arts, unless you're good enough to wrestle in the Olympics, which I wasn't, which, it is what it is. A lot of people aren't.
Right.
So then I started fighting. I had my very first amateur fight, I think 6 months after I graduated from college. And I just kept on rocking with it. So
that's incredible. So, all right. So you go from college wrestling, you go to amateur, you get a couple of amateur titles, you're having success. 2018, you say, all right, I'm ready. I'm going pro. And you have success there. But like you said, man, it's been very, very hard for you to stay busy. Now, I know COVID probably had a little bit to do with that. There weren't fights happening for a while. But since you turned pro, it's been hard for you to stay active. I know you've had fights fall through, as you said, not your own doing. So I don't know, what's it been like for you, man? Has it been a challenge to kind of keep chasing this dream when you're not getting fights?
Yeah. Not really, because it's fun working out for me. Even my original job, I'm a body and mind specialist, which is technically a fancy term for gym teacher at a behavioral school. So I'm basically working out every day, teaching kids, coaching wrestling. So I'm always kind of staying busy and staying active. But yeah, due to, it's just people just been backing out. And I think I'm not going to call this guy out, but his name is Ben Williford. I fought him back in 2017. So me and him are the best fighters in Ohio. And I think he's currently 5-0 pro now. But it's basically me and him are the 2 best in Ohio. And I think he denied me kind of recently. But yeah, man, people just keep backing out. So there's nothing really I can't drag anyone, to the fight. So
yeah, I mean, I don't want to have you out there putting people on blast, but do you think it's hey, they sign the contract and they start doing their research and they're like, ooh, I don't know if I actually want this fight?
Oh yeah, because a lot of people, they don't want to fight, someone with wrestling, experience, because that's the neutralizer right there. If you get hit in the face, you can take someone to the ground, and that's a game changer. So I don't really blame the people for backing out, but also, it does affect me because when people back out, then I can't compete. So
yeah,
but yeah, I turned pro 2018. I've only had 4 pro fights. I think I've had more people back out than I've actually had total fights. So it's actually pretty crazy, man.
That's crazy to put it that way, though. But I have seen you stay busy. Like you said, I can tell you just have a passion for training. But, man, you just racked up an IBJJF world title, right?
Oh, yeah, world champ.
I saw you were in Vegas cornering Eric Claxton, right, at Toughen Up. So,
yeah, that's my boy.
I love it. So I guess what's been your focus during this time, knowing that, you may not have as many fights as you like, but is there been a focus on improving, a focus on jiu-jitsu? What has been the focus for you?
Yeah, basically jiu-jitsu. I feel like my striking, is kind of always there. Obviously, my wrestling background is there. But yeah, over the past couple of years, I've just been training mainly jiu-jitsu. Pedigo submission grappling is kind of the team I'm with now. Dante Leone, Max Hansen, Heath Pedigo. These guys kind of been helping me pretty well in my jiu-jitsu. So I've just recently got my purple belt, which technically, I've got the skills for a long time, but I've recently just got promoted to purple belt after winning worlds. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, just try to, keep everything just overall, work on everything. But my main improvement has probably been jiu-jitsu. So
I love it. And is that the gym where you do everything, or are you bouncing around, or is that the team right there?
Yeah, that's kind of my main team. So
I dig it. And obviously during this, you chase this passion, but you got to work full time as well, right? But that's all gym centered as well. So
so I'm
literally all you.
In the gym. It's pretty cool, and I don't even feel like I'm working because I just do like one-on-ones with kids. I basically playing basketball every day, playing tag with the kids, putting workouts with the kids. So my whole day is basically working out. I hit 20,000 steps in at my job, and then I go, train 3-4 hours every day. So it's pretty cool. I like it.
That's awesome, man. Well, now you got this big opportunity. So talk to me about how this opportunity came about, how you found out about it, what your thoughts were when you found out, man, I'm getting this debut with CFFC. It's on Fight Pass. It's a title fight. I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah, very big opportunity. And I've actually had a couple fight offers for CFFC for the past couple of years, but those guys backed out. So, and then they wanted me to go up weight, which I only walk around maybe like 134, 35. So if I were to fight 35, those guys would be cutting down. So I'm just probably staying with 125 at the moment. But yeah, this opportunity came, it was about a month ago. They hit me up. I think Arias Garcia is the guy's name. He hit me up for this opportunity. So I accepted it right away. I've already been working out, training anyway. So, I'm never really taking time off. I don't have to cut weight. So I'm always kind of ready I'll fight next week. I'll fight tonight, I feel like, So.
I love it, man. I love it. It's a big opportunity for you. Obviously a big opponent. Bilal Hasan got a lot of steam behind him, man. He's had some great performances in CFFC. Had you watched his fights and what do you think about him as an opponent?
I checked out a couple of his highlights. I don't look at too much. I don't want to psych myself out, too much. I'm kind of worried about what I'm doing. But I did look at the, kind of the strength of schedule, the opponents he's kind of fought. Yeah, he's undefeated, but I feel like anyone can kind of be undefeated if you're fighting 0-0 guys with losing records. I'm not discrediting the guy at all. I never met him, not talking shit about him, whatever. But there was a time when I was undefeated. I was 6-0 as an amateur. But I fought undefeated guys, 6-0 guys. I moved up to 135, fought guys. I fought All-American wrestlers. So I just feel like the strength of schedule, my path was a lot harder than, I would say his. So.
Do you think, talk about the layoff, I mean, does that impact you at all? I mean, some people say, hey, that ring rust is a factor. Other people say, I mean, it sounds like you're training and working out every day and you're doing jiu-jitsu competition. So are you concerned at all that there'll be a little adjustment period to the timing as you get in there after the layoff, or is that not a concern for you?
I don't really look that much into it. Maybe the lights and stuff, the crowd, all that stuff. But once, the first couple punches and exchanges are thrown, then it's just normal muscle memory stuff, Like I said, I just competed in Nogi Worlds, and then I won my weight class, which was 136, and then I went into the open weight class, which was basically all the winners in all the weights. In first round, I got a guy who was the ultra heavy champion, so he was like 265. I lasted maybe like 2-3 minutes, but going up against him, I wasn't even nervous going up against him. So somebody my size, I'm not really kind of concerned about that, but.
Were you like, what's this? Was it a random draw? You're like, how'd you put me against this guy?
It was a random draw. And I actually had a bye, and I was watching his match before, and it was 2 big guys going. So I had the winner of whoever, they were both big. So I was kind of nervous, going up against them anyway. But yeah, he ended up winning the whole thing, which I'm not even surprised. So
that's funny.
But yeah, I really don't believe in ring rust. Some people do, but I don't know. I don't really look that much into it. It's more kind of mental,
100%. So let me ask you this. I mean, for a lot of people, it's going to be the first time they're getting to watch you fight, right? Because, I mean, this is a big showcase, big platform for you. But man, it's been 2 years away. Even people that have seen you fight before, you might be a totally different guy at this point with the evolutions you made. So I guess, what can fans expect to see from you? Do you consider yourself a wrestling-based fighter, or at this point, has it progressed beyond that? Like, what can we expect to see out of Brian Hauser?
Oh yeah, even then, my last 2 fights, like in B2, I didn't even really know how to strike. I was just kind of fighting on athleticism, using my wrestling feints. Everyone has to respect the wrestling, so the feints set up the strikes. But now it's like I'm just way more comfortable on my feet. And I don't even, I may wrestle, may not, but the threat of wrestling will 100% be there. The pressure will be there. But yeah, my striking has improved dramatically in the past couple of years. So, so it's kind of what I'm working with right now. So I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident.
I love it, man. Well, this is going to be a big fight. Last thing, I guess, you've been grinding for a while, like I said. So, to get a CFFC belt, to be the main event on UFC Fight Pass, to get that exposure that you've been looking for, what would this victory mean for you?
It would mean a lot. The goal was obviously, I want to go as far as I can. UFC was kind of the main goal for, a while. And I was trying to look for like a contender series fight, or like I actually just applied for the Tough House. They got I think it's 170 and 125 for the next season. I didn't hear back from that yet. But yeah, I just turned 34 not too long ago. I don't feel 34 though. I never had any surgeries. I still look like a kid, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I still got the youth kind of on my side. But yeah, the ultimate goal, would be just compete as far as I can in UFC one championship. So I just feel like I got a lot left in the tank, and I just want to kind of make it happen. And this is a big opportunity for sure. UFC Fight Pass, CFFC main event. So I feel like it'll open up a lot of doors for me.
I believe so, man. A big opportunity. So I'm looking forward to it. Man, look, any last thoughts, messages, anything that you want to get out there to anybody ahead of this fight?
Nope, tune in. Tune in. Should be a pretty good, a pretty entertaining fight. I don't really got nothing bad to say about Bilal. Good luck to him. But yeah, let's put on a show, man. Let's make it happen. Philadelphia, let's get it. Philly.
I love it. I love it, man. Brian, appreciate the time, and look forward to seeing you out there in Philadelphia at CFFC 139, February 1st.
I appreciate you, man. Nice to meet you. I'll be talking to you in the future, I'm sure.